Ready, set, go.
Hello, welcome back to another album reaction. These have been fun. I'm enjoying making these. I hope you're enjoying making these. Well, you're not making them. You're not putting in any of the work. In fact, I'm really kind of the one-man army over here as far as making these videos is concerned. At some point, maybe you'll start pulling your weight. At some point, maybe that's the ball's in your court at this point as to you doing your job and also figuring out what your job is in this whole process. It's a lifelong process to figure out. But today we're doing a good old people's request. I put out a big old quiz on Twitter and my YouTube channel on the little community tab. Of a few artists from my queue of artists that people have asked me to listen to, and today's decision, or the decision for today, is Tame Impala, who is apparently a sort of psych rock project headed by a man named, what's his name? Kevin Parker. The reason I couldn't remember is because that's probably one of the most generic names I've ever heard. He's an Australian guy and makes, apparently generally it's like psych rock, but the album that we're listening to today is going to be one of his more sort of electronic-y sounding albums. We're listening to Currents, which is, from what I've been told, debatably their most popular album, or one of their sort of big essential albums. I've definitely heard Tame Impala's music before. I've not really paid close enough attention to it. I don't know what songs are from what albums for certain. So I don't really know what to expect from Currents, but I'm going in with an open mind. I'm going in rooting for Mr. Parker here. So we've got 13 songs today. Total comes to about 50-ish minutes, give or take a couple. And I'm kind of looking forward to finding a new band to enjoy. Like I said, I've heard their music in passing, but I've never sat down and consciously listened to them. So I'm excited to do that today, and we'll figure out my thoughts on this music as we go. Let's get right to the top of the list here with track number 1, Let It Happen. Ooh. Okay. I like the weird little beep, 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 beep. I like that. Okay, I'm hearing, the clapping. Okay, that's a weird, there's some weird placement for the claps. Okay. Okay. Nice. Oh, we're drowning out. We're muffling things a bit. Ooh. Okay. That was such a smooth transition. I don't think I've ever heard like a fade out or like a muffle out that's steady before. It's usually a little bit quicker than that, but that's an interesting choice. This is giving me like slight Gorillaz vibes. Not like full Gorillaz, because Gorillaz is a little bit weirder than this, so far at least. But the guy's voice kind of reminds me of them. Um, and the opening instrumentals are also giving off a little bit of some stuff that I've heard from the Gorillaz. And we very steadily come out of that. Nice. Okay. Oh. All right. Ooh. I love those like deep synths. This music, for like just trying to describe like how it feels to listen to it, it's a very pleasing texture. It's good music feels, you know? The sound, the sensations going into my ears are very pleasant and smooth. Personally, I'm like, because I listen to a lot of rock, I will be looking for a little bit of variety from that, a little bit of differentiation in the rhythm, and maybe we get a little bit more upbeat, a little bit louder, a little bit more brash, but you know, I'll let Kevin's music be his own. Okay. Okay. Get a nice little synth solo here. All right. I don't know how I feel about, like, this feels a little bit long, considering it's the same, they're just repeating the same melody, like, a good few times. It feels a little long for me, but I don't know. That's my first less than positive note is that this is going a little bit. The song itself is in fact just under 8 minutes. So like, I guess you gotta fill that time somehow. Oh, it's getting weird. Okay. Oh, it's starting to, trying to make it sound like it's skipping. I like that. That's weird. Where are we going from here? Hello? This is a choice. Alright. Ooh. Oh, this is a vibe change. Cool. Ooh. A little run there. Okay, I see you. I see you, Kevin. Ooh. All right. Where are we? Oh. Ooh, nice little rhythm change up there. We're on to 4 on the floor. Oh, and those synths are freaking all over the place. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, he's twisting them all around. Okay. All right, and we're back to this. Okay. What? 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 I have beef with whoever wrote the lyrics for this song on Genius. Okay, so these, all right. I have slightly less beef now that I'm looking into the annotation here, but it's a little silly. Man's not saying real words. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, that's chunky. Oh. Oh, that's groovy. This is exactly the change in texture that I was hoping for. It's still like they've been keeping up pretty much the same groove. It's been pretty much the same tempo the whole way through. But the textures have changed. We've now got this much fuzzier feel to things than we had at the beginning, which was much smoother and more sort of steady. I like that. This is a cool part of the song. I like this part. Ooh. I like that he keeps the bass in there. This is a nice sort of culmination of everything. Cool. Nice. Okay. It looks like that kind of leads into the next track. So we'll take this back a few seconds and then go into the next track from there. But for now, let's take a look at this song. Like I said, it's about 7 minutes and 47 seconds long, so it's about as long as two typically lengthed songs, and it really gives enough space for things to very, very steadily like shift in tone, which I really appreciate. Let's take a look at these beginning verses, because the second half of the song is pretty much the same two verses and then an outro. So verse 1 is, it's always around me, all this noise, but not nearly as loud as this voice saying, let it happen, it's gonna feel so good, just let it happen, let it happen. And then the chorus is, all this running around, trying to cover my shadow, a notion growing inside, now all the others seem shallow. All this running around bearing down on my shoulders, I can hear an alarm, must be morning. So just talking about like all of this sort of environmental exterior noise kind of bearing down on you, and then you have this like internal voice being like, just let things happen, you know, it's gonna be good. Let it happen, you know, go with the flow, go with your gut on things. And so you have those sort of two conflicting voices going on there. Nice, cool, solid note. Yeah, so like, again, instead of noise, it's now referred to as running around. Just sort of the mundanities of life that distract you from the things that you actually care about and the things that you actually want to do. And as you have this sort of internal voice being like, hey, there's more to life than what we're just doing day to day, the more voice that you give, or the more sway you give to that voice, the more everything else just kind of seems shallow or superficial. And the more that happens, the heavier weight you realize that all the running around has. The more it's just like sort of gray matter weighing you down, and then at a certain point you hear an alarm, time to wake up. It's time to wake up and do with your life what you want to do it. Now, the refrain for this that sort of leads into the second half of the song, that was where I found my beef, if you didn't notice, because I had thought that the person that put in the lyrics into genius.com for this song just didn't try that hard to understand the words that Kevin is singing. When I instead took a look at the annotation, he just put gibberish from the scratch track, which if you're not familiar with scratch track, it's a piece in the music production process where you basically just hammer out a very basic version of the song, which you can then actually record each individual instrument to. So it's basically a placeholder while you actually put the song together. And so I guess in an interview, Kevin says, "The first take I did, I was just singing gibberish and making sounds with my mouth just to test it out. I didn't even know what I was saying. I was just saying words and stringing sentences together that weren't really words. I do that a lot when I'm demoing and fleshing out ideas because I've got the emotions in me, but I haven't turned it into words yet. So I was just doing that, and I left that for months and months, always planning to go back and re-record it with real lyrics. And I only did it a few days ago, a week before mastering." I'm totally contradicting what I said before, but I couldn't get back to the same groove I did when I was speaking in tongues, which I wasn't aware that was a thing that he did. So I had to make the decision, like, fuck it, and I'll just leave the speaking in tongues version on the album. Right, speaking in tongues in the sense of he was just saying sounds. It'll never make sense, but the song is called Let It Happen, and it's about allowing what is overtaking you to take control. Interesting. I get it. You know what? With that rationale, it works. Usually, I would take a little bit of time to get on Kevin's case and be like, hey, you should probably write some actual lyrics to your finished music. But in the case of this specific song, which is about letting things be imperfect and just going with the flow and running with your impulses, can't fault him for doing that in the literal song. So, you know what? Fair enough. And I guess I can do a nice, quick little dramatic reading of this scratch track. This one section of the refrain is, I kinda want you wanna scriwa, try go do we, try to puns do we, you wanna thinking that I wanna do we, they be loving someone and I wanna stewie, take the next ticket to take the next train. That's the only line in this refrain that actually makes any sense. Why would I do we, you would to know na. Tuntuna. There you go. That's what we're working with. and then that coupled with the outro, which is baby now I'm ready, moving on. Oh, but maybe I was ready all along, ready for the moment and the sound, maybe I was ready all along. And then repeat that. Which all falls nicely into the overarching theme of the song. Great. That was neat. I was starting to zone out a little bit in the first half, but he brought it together really, really nicely at the end there. So, and then we'll go into the next track, which is called Nangs. 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 Okay. It looks like this is more of an interlude track, so we're gonna go straight from Let It Happen into Nangs, straight into the track after that, which is called The Moment. So, let's do this. So we're fading out from Let It Happen. Oh, okay. Ooh. Oh. Oh, we got some wub-wubs. We brought out the goddamn wub-wubs. Okay. Ooh. Oh, that's a feeling in my ears. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. 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 All right, we're clearing up a little bit. The wubs are wubbing a little less. Oh. All right. We got a nice tight beat coming in here. Ooh. Oh, nice little synth slide. I like that. Ooh. Those slides get me every time. He's hitting some weird notes there. Okay. All right. All right, we're going straight into the moment. Oh. Oh. Oh, it's swung. Nice. Nice. I like this. Oh, that's a cool beat. Cool. Okay. Nice. I think I've learned how to like settle into the vibe of this album at this point. I think I've found the pocket to sit in that will allow me to enjoy this, cuz I have a feeling it's not going to get this isn't exactly a freaking Sleep Token album. We're not going to be heading into any like super hard rock breakdowns. But he's pulling some really fun little rhythmic choices. He knows his way around a bass line. Um and so we're just going to like sort of sit in that chill kind of groovy pocket and enjoy it from there. And we'll see how things shape up as we go from that comfy little spot, that comfy little pocket. Ooh. Ooh, that's nice. Ooh. Welcome. Welcome in here. Ooh. Is that a guitar? That sounds like a guitar. But it's got so many, if it is a guitar, it's got so many effects on it. I like it. I'm just not entirely sure as to what I'm listening to. Ooh. Okay. Clear up a bit. Drop out. Let the guitar do its thing. Oh. We'll take out drum fill there. And there we go. Very comfy. Things are panning. I think things are panning. Things are panning, I think. I think. Whoa, that was weird. That was very. Whoop, hang on. That was a strange experience what I just had there. As someone that has a tendency to be a little bit more a bit more sensitive as far as sensory experiences go, this album is gonna be a freaking experience for me. So this will be fun. Okay, so first note that I wanted to give was on the fact that Nangs, the quick little just under 2-minute track that we went through before we got to the moment, is named after the Australian slang term for canisters filled with nitrous oxide, used to either boost cars, or also known as laughing gas. They are also used as a recreational drug known as whippets, if you're familiar with that. And so I guess that song was meant to simulate the experience of inhaling nitrous oxide, which couldn't tell you one way or another as to how successful that is. Haven't done it myself, so I'll take Kevin's word for it. Moving on though to the moment. This is, I guess, the sort of overarching theme of this album is sort of like learning to live in the moment and kind of exploring what that means and how to actually apply that to your life. And in this particular song, it seems like you're trying to figure out, like, when does the reward of living in the moment come? Like, what moment are you actually waiting for that is worth being present in? This one annotation says Kevin Parker is referring to his anticipation and the answers he expects to receive from living in the moment. This is regarding the chorus, which goes, "It's getting closer. I'm not ready. I need a little bit more time." And then in a later chorus, "Closer every day. Don't cry. We'll be okay. Closer. Wallow the dam. Hold on and breathe if you can. Closer. I'm not ready. Closer. Breathe if you can. I need a little more time. Not ready. I need a little more time." And by saying that it's right on time and it's getting closer, repeating over and over again, Parker means that the current moment is all we have. It is always the right time to do something if you are living in the moment. Now, in the year of our Lord 2023, there may be this attitude that live in the moment is a bit of a tired cliche at this point, because eventually you live long enough to learn that living in the moment is not always the most useful attitude to have, because sometimes there are things outside of the moment to be concerned about. And that's actually the main thing, is that sometimes living in the moment is in fact a little irresponsible. But you gotta know how to do it when it's safe to do so. And I think that is the thing that Kevin may be exploring in this album. And that the thing that I wasn't sure if it was a guitar, it is in fact a guitar, because apparently Kevin Parker likes to confuse his audience as to what kind of instruments he's using at certain points. We'll take a look at some of these other lyrics. First one, "In the end, it's stronger than I know how to be, and I can't just spend my whole life wondering. I fell in love with the sound of my heels on the wooden floor. I don't want our footsteps to be silent anymore." Followed by the refrain, "Want them to be in the moment, storm clouds are rising." Okay, so like sound of my heels on the wooden floor is in like tapping your foot and like sort of enjoying things. Don't want our footsteps to be silent anymore. Yeah, just like be open about enjoying life and being in the moment. I'm curious as to how many ways he's gonna open up this concept of living in the moment, because I don't know how many angles you can have on it before it starts to get a little tired. Before you start to be like, yeah, I get it, you gotta live in the moment. sometimes. I'm curious to see if he, like, how many different angles and what kinds of angles he ends up going on as we get through this. I kind of hope that maybe there are a couple tracks on here that stray away from that theme, just as a nice break. So let's find out. We're gonna go to the next track, Yes, I'm Changing, which is a very confrontational song title. Let's see who Kevin is saying yes, I'm changing to. Okay. Ooh. Alright. Alright. A little low key. Just riding it. Nice slow ride here. Those are some 80s ass keys right there. The way those keys sound, that's a very nostalgic sound right there. I like it. Nice. Oh, that's a dropout. Okay. Ooh. Got a nice little splashy crash cymbal there. Ooh. Ooh. Getting a little... We were pulling some weird chords for a second there. Ooh. Oh, hello. We're on the street. We're in New York. Or Perth, I guess. Maybe we are in New York. Maybe we're in Perth. The guy's from Perth, so like... Okay. All right. Nice. That was a pretty chill song. Didn't have a whole lot to say other than the note about the retro keys. Let's see here. On Yes, I'm Changing, Kevin Parker sings straight from the heart about his very public breakup with Melody Prochet. Didn't know anything about that, so it's only can't have been that public. The lyrics are perhaps so stream of consciousness that he doesn't remember writing them. According to an article, he says it was a weird experience because it was like it was someone else made the song. I had no memory of imagining it. That is very weird. That is so weird. Like, I get the whole thing of, like, writing songs stream of consciousness. That's a very common thing. And, like, not really knowing how to get back into the mentality that you were in when you wrote certain lyrics, but to not remember writing those lyrics, that is a very strange thing. But this being a breakup song, this is actually a really interesting breakup song looking at the lyrics. Because it's a fairly, like, I find a lot of breakup songs can often end up on the more hostile, confrontational side of things. But this one just seems very, very honest and very frank, and not necessarily like, he's not antagonizing or anything. Can't think of the word that I was trying to think of, but yeah, he's not being antagonistic. Let's take a look at the first verse here. Verse 1, I was raging. It was late. In the world my demons cultivate. I felt the strangest emotion, but it wasn't hate for once. Yes, I'm changing. Yes, I'm gone. Yes, I'm older. Yes, I'm moving on. And if you don't think it's a crime, you can come along with me. Life is moving, can't you see? There's no future left for you and me. I was hoping and I was searching endlessly, but baby, now there's nothing left that I can do, so don't be blue. There is another future waiting there for you, which is the chorus. And then the second verse is, I saw it different, I must admit, I caught a glimpse, I'm going after it. They say people never change, but that's bullshit. They do. Yes, I'm changing, can't stop it now, and even if I wanted, I wouldn't know how. Another version of myself I think I've found at last, and I can't always hide away. Curse indulgence and despise the fame. There's a world out there, and it's calling my name, and it's calling yours, girl, it's calling. And it says it's calling yours too for the second chorus. So yeah, it's this thing of like just sort of reckoning with the fact that maybe both of them has changed, but Kevin is like saying that he definitely has changed and doesn't know that the person that he is now wants to be in this relationship. There's a feeling of like there are better things out there for both of us in this song, which I think is a good way of sort of communicating things. The part where he says, I can't always hide away, curse indulgence and despise the fame. There's a world out there and it's calling my name. That's super fair. You know, we get a lot of artists being like, I wish, you know, saying fame sucks, which in a lot of ways, from what I've seen, it does. There's a lot of downsides to being famous, and the more famous you are, the more annoying I'm sure it is. Especially if that fame does not necessarily include increased wealth, right? But with that fame does come opportunities often, and if this relationship is holding you back from those opportunities, that becomes a choice you need to make. It becomes a choice of, do you follow these opportunities and cut your ties, or do you, you know, basically tell yourself that you don't need to worry about these opportunities, you don't need to worry about what you're missing out on, and stay in the relationship if the relationship is worth staying in. And if it's not, then that becomes a bit of a harder decision. And it sounds like he went the way of finding out what the world has to offer at this time, which I think is fair. Obviously, you can only know so much about an actual relationship from one song written from one half of the relationship. There are circumstances between the two of them that many of us probably don't know about the circumstances of their breakup. So I'm not exactly gonna side on Kevin Parker in this, but I think he communicates things well in this song. We are gonna keep moving to the next track number 5, titled Eventually. Let's find out what eventually is gonna happen. Ooh, oh, back into the weird, strange sounds. Oh. Oh, this hits a little harder. I like this. Okay. Ooh. That's a slightly, the synths are being a little wiggly on this one. There's slightly, those synths are trembling a little bit. They're a little nervous. Ooh. I like the coming in on the 2. Nice. Okay. Nice. Ooh. Okay. Alright, we're dropping out for the chorus. Okay. Nice chords. Okay. Uh-huh. Do you? Oh. Nice. That's a cool melody. Where are we coming in? We're leaving things quiet for a little bit. And then we come into verse 2 at some point. Okay. Oh, there it is. Cool. That was a cool way of kind of like suspending the song for a little bit of time. Like, maybe it's just the fact that, like, you know, having listened to a lot of music, you kind of learn different ways that, you know, you can control the flow and the dynamics of the song. And maybe it's just for me, maybe that was just my unique experience of the song, but it felt like that space in between the chorus and the second verse, he was just like taking a good few measures to like have you like suspended in air, just not entirely sure about where he's going with all of this. You know, we've been through a verse, 1 and the chorus. We've got some idea of what things might be about. And so you've got like this introduction to the song, and then he holds you there, holds you in that introduction for just a little bit longer until it feels like a conscious choice, and then drops you back into the regular groove. That's a cool choice. Okay. I like that. Oh. Bringing in a little bit of guitar in the back there. Ooh. 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 That brought me back to attention. I was looking at something else when that little quick dropout happened. Nice. Oh. Alright. Hello, drums. Welcome back. They got a little bit of swing to them. Nice little bit of swinging groove. And we fading out. Feels like we are fading out. Interesting. Okay. So that's Eventually. And this is the track. I mean, this coupled with Yes, I'm Changing makes it a little bit more clear that this might be not just an album about living in the moment. This might also be a bit of a breakup album, which is not a new combination. The whole combination of like learn how to live in the moment and learn how to move forward and enjoy life after coming out of a relationship. Literally Half Alive did the exact same thing with their newer album. But it is a fun little sort of arc to explore. It's certainly a relatable experience. And that helps people sort of connect to your music, as if you write music about stuff that a lot of people can relate to. The thing that makes it cool music is when you can have your own sort of unique spin on it, which I suppose that's up to us to figure out as we go through this album. But this song, I would guess, especially since the song is called Eventually, is about sort of counting on the fact that if you don't feel great about where things are, they will get better eventually, right? For example, first verse, if only there could be another way to do this, because it feels like murder to put your heart through this. I know I always said that I could never hurt you. Well, this is the very, very last time I'm ever going to. And then it goes into the chorus. But I know that I'll be happier, and I know you will too. Said I know that I'll be happier, and I know you will too eventually. So yeah, this is literally like, I feel like this is referring to the like immediate like post breakup phase where you're sort of trying to figure out how to untangle your life from this other person's, and that can open up the possibility for a lot of things that can hurt feelings, whether intentionally or not. It's a messy process, not pleasant at all. Don't recommend it to anyone unless absolutely necessary. 4 out of 10 experience, quite frankly. But it's cool that he has this perspective of like, once we have to get through this process, and we have to like move through this to get to a better place, and we will be better eventually. That's a good way of looking at it. Nice. That's pretty much all there is to this. Verse 2 is wish I could turn you back into a stranger, because if I was never in your life, you wouldn't have to change it. Which is, a relatable thing of like, wishing none of this had ever happened so that you didn't have to go through what you're going through right now. Which is an understandable thing, but like, it's not gonna help you moving forward to wish that none of this had ever happened. So do all who live to see such times. Let's keep moving to track 6 and 7, because track 6, titled Gossip, is a 55-second instrumental track. And then we'll move straight from that into track 7, which is The Less I Know, The Better, which from what I understand is like their most popular song. So maybe I'll recognize it, but hard to say. But yeah, we're going to go straight from Gossip into The Less I Know, The Better. So. Ooh. More wobbly synths. Ooh. Sounds like there's almost a bit of like... Sounds like vocals mixed in there. Ooh. A little bit of guitar. Hello. I do like the wibbly wobbliness. It's a weird feeling, but I do appreciate it. And then just a really relaxed guitar solo. Nice. Ooh. It doesn't even sound like it's an electric guitar, but it's not being run through anything. I don't even know if it might just be getting recorded acoustically. Maybe not. Oh. Oh! I know this song. I will admit, the first thing that I thought of when I heard that bass riff is, I think it's a TikTok of like some person in their room uh like making a TikTok about like jamming along to this song, but they're just like way too enthusiastic, and it does not, well, not too enthusiastic. They're just like enthusiastic in a way that does not match the vibe of the song itself. Like they're rocking the frick out, and the song is just, this song is what it is. It's a good bass line, but like it's a chill ride and not a like blast out jam. But let's actually listen to the whole thing, because I don't know if I've heard this whole song through. I've just heard the bass riff. It is a really good bass line. Nice. Nice. Uh-huh. Oh. Okay. I don't know if this makes sense, but the song that also comes to mind when I hear this, just because it's in my head, they're the same, like, same vibe of song, is it all? I also think of Shooting Star by Bag Raiders. You know, the bip 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 bip. That one that like got turned into a meme. It's a beautiful song, by the way. Such a good song. But that song sits in the same sort of category uh as this one. Not a bad thing. It's just matching vibes. Oh, cuts right out. Cool. All right. That was pretty, I mean, musically it was pretty straightforward, you know, pretty much same thing through the whole thing. Which, you know, can't waste a good bass line. Use that as much as you can, and it is a very good bass line. But let's take a look at some of these lyrics, because it would seem as though, according to the about, the less I know the better describes the pain of a man feeling left out in a love triangle. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Although, I feel like I've made this point before. The only true love triangles involve at least one queer person. It's either two guys and a female and a woman, or two girls and a guy, or one guy, one girl, and a non-binary person, or some like combination of that. My point is that you need to have attraction in all three directions, right? So if this is a guy feeling left out of in a love triangle, he's attracted to the girl is attracted to another dude, but the two dudes as far as I can tell, are not attracted to each other. Therefore, it is not a triangle, it's a vector. It's a love vector that you're working with, okay? I know for a fact that I have made this point previously, but I'm going to make it again in case you didn't hear me the first time or just didn't watch the video that I talked about it beforehand. So, with all that said, let's take a look at some of these lyrics and understand the story of it. Verse 1, someone said they left together. I ran out the door to get her. She was holding hands with Trevor. Who knows who Trevor is? Not the greatest feeling ever. She said, pull yourself together. You should try your luck with Heather. Then I heard they slept together. Oh, the less I know, the better. The less I know, the better. And then the chorus goes, oh, my love, can't you see yourself by my side? No surprise when you're on his shoulder. Like every night, oh, my love, can't you see that you're on my mind? Don't suppose you could convince your lover to change his mind. So goodbye. All right, so on one hand, I empathize with some of this experience, especially the less I know, the better. If there's a person that you're interested in and they tell you, or that you're attracted to in general, and they tell you about their sex life involving other people, that's not always your favorite thing to hear about, you know? And that's a boundary you gotta work out with you and your friend. They're not in the wrong for telling you about it if they don't know that it makes you uncomfortable. But it's understandable if it does make you uncomfortable. And if it does, and it impedes your friendship with this person, maybe you should make that clear. But also, that one line in the chorus, don't suppose you could convince your lover to change his mind, so goodbye. No, don't suppose that you could convince them of that, because that's none of your business. People are very rarely in any place to convince another person to leave their person and go with you. You know, it's very, very rare, if at all possible, that you'll be in a position where you are in the right to argue that. You know? So, like, take it easy. Take it easy, take a shower, get over yourself a little bit. I think that's all I'm gonna have to say about this song. It's a bop. It's a chill bop. Not a whole lot of musical, like, variety going on there. But like I said, rock solid bass line, so you can kind of ride that for the whole song. We're gonna keep moving on to the next track. We're in the back half with Past Life. Track number 8. Oh, since immediately. Okay.
I was picking up a suit from the dry cleaners.
Hello.
Which is
Okay.
for me Thursday, 12:30.
All right.
I've got a pretty solid routine these days.
Pretty solid routine.
It just works for me.
Sure.
Anyway, I was leaving. I was getting in my car.
You
and
getting
I went
in
to
your
adjust
car?
the rearview mirror.
Okay.
In its reflection, just for a second,
Right.
I saw a figure. Started to trigger.
Ah.
Just flooded back. Stopped me in my track.
Oh
Who was that?
no.
It was my lover.
Your lover.
A lover. From a past life.
Oh no. Okay.
I feel like I saw a ghost.
Oh, this is cool.
So unexpected.
Nice. Ooh.
I was transfixed.
I really like this. Ooh, that's a little fuzzy.
Somewhere between a lover and a friend.
Right.
It was different back then.
Sure. Yeah.
Surreal.
I've seen those.
but I shut it down, closed it off.
Right.
The sounds and smells I made myself forget.
That's
Solution to blackout.
that's challenging because smell is actually the sense that is most like strong, that has its most strong ties to memory. Like it's really hard to forget a smell. You can forget what something looks like. You can forget what something sounds like. Maybe, I mean, I don't know if it's harder to forget what something feels like, but it's pretty difficult to forget what something smells like. I'll tell you that much. Oh. Ooh. Oh. We're doing a lot to everything. There's a lot of effects going on to everything. Oh, I love those fills.
So I go about my day as normal.
Right.
But I can't seem to pass it off as just a random event.
No.
It consumes me.
Consumes
I
you.
thought I was moving on, but I guess I was just switching off.
Sure.
And now I see my life as the banal slog it instantly became.
We love a
And I don't
banal
know if I could go
slog.
on the same. But I don't want to dig up old bones.
No.
I mean, I don't even know if she has the same phone number.
You could try.
Who
You
knows?
could try and find out.
Maybe she does.
Who knows?
I guess there's no harm in trying.
There is no harm in trying.
What's the worst that can happen?
Well, the worst that... To answer the previous question, the worst that could happen is she gets mad at you for calling her. That's probably the worst. But I don't know. He asked. I'm gonna stop with the Australian accent from here on out. Ooh. Oh. Oh, we're calling. Hello? Hello? Sorry, I said I was done with. Whoop. Excuse me. I said I was done with the Australian accent, but I couldn't resist the hello. So, cool. That was a really neat song. There was a lot going on sound-wise that like could keep me engaged. I loved those drum fills in the chorus, while the drums themselves were having all kinds of weird like audio effects going on them. That was really, really neat. And I love just the sort of like pitch shifted audio of Kevin just like telling the story through the song. Like there's a melody to the song, but also he's just like splicing in these little pieces of the story. That's a really cool idea. I love that. If it wasn't clear from the little story he was telling me, the song is about seeing someone that you used to go out with and you hadn't seen them in a while. It was interesting that he said it was they were somewhere between a lover and a friend. It was a different back then. And that's cool. You know, you can have a relationship like that. I like to resist the idea that relationships have to be you know, spliced into very specific of either you are acquaintances, friends, partners / dating, or married. There's like gray areas between those, you know, just like how there's, you know, you can be more than an acquaintance. Like you can be friendly with someone but not hang out with them a whole lot. Like maybe you're not like intentionally hanging out with them, but you enjoy being around them when you're in the same space. In the same way, you can have a relationship with a person that has a lot of the traits of a romantic, like dating relationship, but if neither of you really want to be in a committed romantic relationship, that's entirely up to you guys. I think a lot of the time people feel a pressure to like nail down what their relationship is because of pressure from other people that don't want to put in the mental work of just letting their relationship be whatever it is, right? And so because of that outside pressure, we internalize that and decide that we need to define this relationship as one of these boxes that other people have set out for us, when you can make your own damn box. Thank you very much. Anyway, that was just a personal rant. Yeah, the whole experience of like seeing someone that you used to like perhaps be intimate with is a strange experience, and I like the fact that it ends on this sort of like open-ended but kind of optimistic note of the woman picking up. I think that was a cool note to end on. All right, let's keep moving to track number 10, track number 9, titled Disciples, which is on the shorter side, just under 2 minutes. Let's see what we've got to say about Disciples. Oh, we're right into it. Okay. All right. All right. Ooh. Oh. Ooh, we bringing in the pew pews on the keys there. I love a little bit of pew pews. Ooh, nice little guitar lick there. Okay. And that's only on this side. That's cool. Nice. Ah, this is a vibe. This is a bop. Nice. Oh, what a nice, cute little bite-sized song. Very nice. Okay, let's take a look at these lyrics. There's not even a chorus to this technically. I mean, you could call the bridge the chorus, but not gonna make much difference in the scheme of things. There's 3 sections. Verse 1, bridge/chorus, and verse 2. Verse 1 is, "'Cause I was nervous, sure, but it's something I'm used to, and I could tell by your face no one's ever been rude to you. When I could tell you things that I can't say to anyone, and you came home today, but you didn't stay very long." And then the bridge/chorus is, "Now it's like the world owes you, walking around like everybody should know you. I want to be like we used to, but now you're worried whose audience will lose you." Verse 2, "And I had no idea what that feeling could do to you, and I could tell you've changed by the people around you. I used to take the long way just so I could walk past your door. I used to wait outside, but I guess I won't anymore." And then there's a couple lines that kind of fade out. So there's so much I want to tell you, so long I want to be there. So this is almost like kind of a sad story of like having a friend or like a mentor or just someone that you admire or look up to, that, you know, you would want to talk to them about things, tell them about your life. But over time, as this other person has become more and more successful and more famous, they have changed and now are very preoccupied with their fame and their demographic and their audience and all the silly bullshit that comes with maintaining fame and maintaining a following, you know. And now this person feels like they've kind of lost this mentor or lost this friend, which is unfortunate. Of like that last section being like, I used to, like, you know, go out of my way just to be around you, but I guess I won't do that anymore because it's not really worth my time because you're not the person that you used to be. That is unfortunate. Just goes, I think a lot of people, myself included, like as someone that, you know, makes stuff and yeah, like I am trying to like grow an audience and, you know, get more eyes on what I do in the chance that this could be a career. I think it is easy to underestimate the effects of fame on a person, on their ego. I think it's important to not only be like self-aware of, you know, whether you're changing due to increasing fame, if that happens, but also having a like support system of people that if they notice you changing and like bending to the bullshit, they will call you out on it. I think that's extremely important, to have people that have been friends with you for a long time, since before you were famous, that stay in your life and have the kind of relationship with you that can say, hey, your head's getting a little too far up your ass, maybe calm down for a bit, take a break if need be, come down to earth, touch some grass if you need to. I think that's very important. Cool. Nice short little bop. Let's keep moving. Now we're on track 10, titled 'Cause I'm a Man. I'm a man. Let's see what this is a response to. Let's see what he is justifying by claiming manhood. Okay, all right. Ooh. Ooh. That's some nice whiny guitar right there. Ooh. Cool. All right. Ooh. I like that little snap there. Okay. Okay. Ah, damn it. Okay. Oh. Cool. I like that feel. Very nice. Nice. I like the Ooh. Okay. Ooh, nice. Nice little drop out there. That was a good choice. Okay. Unfortunately, it's the thing that he's saying because I'm a man too was unfortunately the thing that I expected him to be saying it too. So let's take a look through verse 1 and chorus and then talk about that from there. Verse 1, like the brutal morning sun, it dawns on me. What have I done? Saying sorry ain't as good as saying why, but it buys me a little more time. Lost in the moment for the second time, each fuck up that I make that makes you cry. I'm as pathetic as the reason why. In desperation, all that you can do is ask me why. And the chorus is, 'cause I'm a man, woman. Don't always think before I do. 'Cause I'm a man, woman. That's the only answer I got for you. 'Cause I'm a man, woman. Not often proud of what I choose. I'm a human, woman. A greater force I answer to. Now let's... I mean, my whole point is, that's not a goddamn excuse. I think he knows that. He, like, very slightly acknowledges, that I'm as pathetic as the reason why, and the reason being because I'm a man, but also not an excuse. Like, don't claim gender as a reason for being a shitty human being, you know? Not to say that I think Kevin's a shitty person, but I think this is it's a cringy attitude to communicate, even with that tasty bass line, even with that, because that is that the little riff that he does in that chorus, the like doo-doo, or the doo-doo, or whatever it is so good, but it does not cover up the fact that his justification is just real flimsy. Let's take a look at verse 2. Once again, as it takes hold, what is it? Testosterone? What are you referring to? I am aware, not in control. Yes, you are. You can, in fact, just do a different thing than the thing that you're gonna do. You see, I have a conscience, and it's never fooled, but it's prone to be overruled. That's not your... Let's keep going. You want to know why I always think I'm right? You never accept defeat and let it slide. So first, now we're shifting blame here. I have no voice if I don't speak my mind. My weakness is the source of all my pride. Which is something of a good insight into toxic masculinity, is that, like, people overcompensate for their own, like, internally perceived weakness by seeming more confident to the point of arrogance, right? So I'm glad that he's aware of that, but it also doesn't solve, like, self-awareness does not solve the problem. Self-awareness is a gateway to the solution. As soon as you're aware of the problems, the next step is to go about solving the problem. Being aware of the problem does not, in fact, solve it at all, and that's applicable to a number of issues in the world. So just claiming like boys will be boys is basically what this boils down to. Is it's a little bit of bullshit. So maybe this whole thing is being, like, self-critical of, like, he knows this is a bad argument for his behavior. I don't know if that communicates quite clearly enough, but I'll give him the slight benefit of the doubt. Very slight benefit of the doubt, but not without saying you gotta watch it. If you're gonna write a whole goddamn song about this, you gotta watch yourself. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. Let's keep moving to track 11, Reality in Motion. Pretty sure reality is always in motion, because everything is always spinning around everything else very, very fast. At least, cosmically, that's what's going on. We're all just on this giant freaking tumble through eternity, through just everything and nothing. Everything's just spinning and speeding through the universe at, like, ungodly speeds, and then I'm just sitting here on a rock that is also spinning in a circle around a sun with a bunch of other planets that are also spinning around the sun, and all of that is careening through the universe at 100 miles a second. You know? You know, that's just how it is. You pay rent either way. Oh. Oh. Those are some weird chords. All right. Okay. All right. Nice. Nice. Good hit. Ooh, back to the weird. Oh. Nice. Okay. Ooh. Big synths. Ooh. Big weird synths. Okay. Those are some muffled drums right there. Oh, I can hear there's a guitar solo going on, like way pushed back, but I'm hearing it. Nice. Ooh. Oh. 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 Okay, we're looping. I mean, it's not actually looping. Maybe it is. Cool. Okay. Nice. All right. I got a pretty good handle on what this song is about because it's about a very, very familiar sensation. Song's about basically making your move, shooting your shot, and the feelings and sensations that come along with trying to make that happen. Which, funnily enough, on day of recording, there was a person that I approached and asked if I could give them their number. So I know all of these feelings very, very well. Particularly in the chorus, it goes, "There's no one else around you. Not that I was waiting," which I did have to. I was trying to wait until they were the person that I was interested in was not talking to someone, and at a certain point I was just I just gotta go in, be in the area, and if they approach me, then I can talk to them from there. And they did. I did get to talk to them, and they declined the offer, unfortunately, but I didn't take it too hard, carried on with my day. You know, it was worth a shot. But with all that said, the feelings of this song are quite fresh. So I know exactly what our boy Kevin is talking about. Verse 1, I'm edging closer, shivers all over. It's way too real. I'm way too sober. Usually they've got you covered all over. Lack of composure, I'm walking over. Pre-chorus, what will I do? I never had a chance to. And yeah, this whole thing is just like kind of chronicling the moment by moment process of making your move, including a pre-chorus that's like, it made my heart run in circles and overflow, and I was closer than ever to letting go. It made my heart run in circles and overdrive, and I was closer than ever to feeling alive. Like, no matter how confident you may make yourself out to be, to a certain point, you can only prevent so many nerves. You can be as you're walking over, you can start to feel your hands get a little tingly, or you can start to feel your heart being a little bit faster. And being confident is not about not experiencing those things. Being confident is acknowledging that is normal, and like putting your best foot forward, knowing that you are feeling exactly the same way as, the most suave person in the world. Those nerves are very normal and do not make you any less worthy of someone's time. They don't make you any more worthy of anyone's time, but it doesn't take away from, like, no one make fun of you for being nervous about asking someone out. That's not helping anyone. So yeah, not a whole lot else to go there. That was a nice sort of spacey track. Really enjoyed that. Reality in motion, I think, referring to things are happening as you are walking towards this person. This is like these actions, the act of like asking someone out or asking for someone's number. Like, if they say yes, that's a thing that happens. That is suddenly a new relationship that you can develop that could or could not change your life, right? You are making choices that will affect your life. That is reality in motion, right? So, cool. Let's keep moving to track number 12, Love/Paranoia. Really hope that Kevin Parker does not associate one with the other, because that doesn't sound healthy, but let's find out.
I may not be as honest as I ought to be now that when the walls go up.
Okay.
I said it didn't worry me.
More of those nostalgic keys.
Like an arrow fits down. I could just be paranoid.
Oh, this is a slow bop. Ooh.
What's really going on? Does it really fucking matter?
Oh.
Is all you can ask me? Okay, fair play, here we go. I've heard those words before.
All right.
For real. Am I really gonna cross the
Interesting. Picking up the pace here. Interesting. This feels like it's in very much like either at least the same key, if not the same progression as Less I Know the Better. Like, I feel like if I'm listening to this, I could fit the bass line for Less I Know the Better into this song. Maybe not, but
And suddenly I'm the phony one, the
okay.
only one with a problem. And I know now. Do you remember the time we were
Nice with the horns / synths. Oh. Understood. Okay. Ooh, those are some. Well, that's a twangy guitar right there. Nice. Ooh. That's a cool ending chord. Okay. All right. This is another one that I kind of had a sense of what it was about when I was reading the lyrics. But in the About section, it lays it out nicely. The lyrics detail the experience of someone who has been cheated on before and is paranoid about their current partner doing the same. It is unclear whether this person has already been cheated on or not due to the unreliable narrator. This person ends up losing their partner due to their paranoia and regrets it even though they may be right. Well, okay, I don't like ending it on that line because I've been on the other end of this. I've been on the girl's side of this, of dating someone that has, like, I've dated a person that has been cheated on, and the jealousy / paranoia that can come out of that is, yes, very, very unfortunate, and it's a tragic, like, it's an understandable side effect of, you know, having been cheated on. But that does not justify one's actions in the following. It explains it, but it does not justify how you act in another relationship, right? Verse 2, I think, is very important. I've heard those words before. Are you sure it was nothing? Because it made me feel like dying inside. Never thought that I was insecure, but it's pure. Didn't notice until I was in love for real. Am I really gonna cross the line just to find what you're typing? If only I could read your mind. Ooh, I'd be fine. I'd be normal. But now's my time. Gonna do it. So that's where kind of the, I guess, unreliable narrator shows their hand, in that they have this debate of, am I really going to violate my partner's privacy just to soothe my own insecurities as to whether they're cheating on me? And they decide that yes, they are going to do that, which is a bad thing. It's a bad thing to do. You shouldn't do that. I get that it's born out of, like, insecurity, but like, you have the choice to act on your insecurity. It also helps to communicate that insecurity with the person that you are with, right? Because that paranoia, and which often can communicate as jealousy, is so frustrating to work with, so frustrating to live with, because the person on the other side of it starts to feel like they can't kind of live their life, you know? It starts to affect your friendships with like, if you have friends of the opposite sex, like, that becomes a thing. That becomes a whole thing that you have to, like, work out and, like, sort of cushion the edges of for your partner, so that you can be like, yes, these people that I have known for many, many years before I've ever known you, I have to now assure you that none of them are trying to get with me. It becomes a whole thing, and it's just like, I have a little bit less patience for it. Also because I have past experience with it. So that's my own thing to deal with. But I also think that, like, especially this, like, about sections thing of, like, even though they may be right, they might be, but, like, that comes down to a thing of, like, if you are with a person and you can't trust them to commit to your relationship, don't be with them. If you can't be with someone without being irrationally worried that they are with someone else, maybe you're not ready to be in a relationship. It's a harsh truth. It's probably not what a lot of people want to hear. But if you have something like this, and this is clearly, as chronicled in the song, this is something that can like destroy a relationship from the inside out. And if it's something that you deal with, maybe you might want to cover that base before you actually get yourself into a committed long-term relationship, just for the sake of you and the person that you are dating. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I know that's a pretty strong opinion that just kind of came out of nowhere on this album reaction, but it hit a familiar note that I just wanted to provide my own sort of experience on. So we're gonna move to the final track on the album, track number 13, about 6 minutes long. New person, same old mistakes, which is not promising, but that is an honest title. I will give it that. Okay. Ooh. Oh, this man knows his way around a bass line. I'll tell you that. All right, and there's the old. One thing I have noticed about this whole album, I'll save most of my thoughts about the whole album for once I've gotten through the whole thing, but like, it has one of the most like consistent and cohesive sounds just all the way through the album that I've heard in a long time. There are other albums that I've listened to recently, but like this one, you know, when you think of this album, you know exactly what it sounds like. You know, a lot of albums, I love me some diversity in an album. If you want to have some sonic variety in there, that's great. But it's also really cool to hear an album that is just like, we know what this sounds like. It's gonna be 13 songs on their own, like they are, like each song is its own and of itself. But like having that like consistent, cohesive sound for a whole album is really, really cool to hear pulled off quite well in a way that keeps the whole album fresh and interesting. I'm a sucker for a song where like the vocal melody matches with either the guitar or bass melody. That's it's so satisfying. It's very, very fun to listen to. Okay. Oh, was that a banjo? I think I heard a banjo back there. Okay. I get a feeling that this song is going to be similar to The Less I Know, The Better, in that Kevin has found a really good bass line, and he's going to ride it all the way through the whole song. Don't know how I feel about that. Might be nice to have some other musical choices in the song, but I'll only complain so much because it is a very good bass line. Okay. Okay. Ooh. Those guitars coming in too. This is something that you need to do if you're going to be having the same like bass line through the whole song. You got to figure out how the dynamics are going to change through the song so that the listener isn't falling asleep, unless you want the listener to fall asleep. If that's the kind of stuff you want to make, more power to you. But if you want to keep your audience engaged and actively listening, then you got to make sure that you're finding ways to differentiate stuff through the song, and it seems like he's doing that quite nicely. Okay. All right, we're changing it up a little bit for the bridge. Where are we going? Ooh. 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 We're reversing some things. Okay. Ooh, that is strange, but I like it. Nice. Alright, pairing those two parts up. That's cool. Are we building? Or are we gonna do a big crash in? Ooh. There we go. Ooh. Oh. Fade now. Okay. Nice. All right. That's new person, same old mistakes. Really neat. I liked what they did in the second half there, changing things up. Very, very nice. All right, let's take a look at some of this. Let's take a look at the about here. On the final song of Currents, the narrator admits that his metamorphosis should be read with caution. Its biggest skeptic is the side of him he left behind. The impulse to change and the fear of changing too much are at odds until the bridge, which suggests some synthesis. The story ain't so different from the rest. Change and self-doubt are natural, and in the end, the narrator is the same introspective person he was on the other Tame Impala albums. Yeah, I like that it kind of, they're pulling another thing of they're making this goddamn cyclical album, which is really easy to do when it's an album about relationships, or when one of the themes is about, you know, the beginning and end of a relationship. You want to end the album feeling like something else is beginning. It's a weirdly satisfying way to end things. So let's take a look at these verses, because yeah, it does seem like this whole thing is just sort of an inner debate of like, how much have I actually changed? Like being honest with yourself, of being like, on one hand, I've been through a lot of stuff that I've never been through before. On the other hand, am I really like a completely different person? Like maybe I still have some leftover problems that have followed me from what got me here, which is a nice kind of like two sides thing to explore here. So verse 1, I can just hear them now. How could you let us down? But they don't know what I found or see it from this way round. Feeling it overtake all that I used to hate. One by one, every trait I tried, but it's way too late. All the signs I don't read, two sides of me can't agree. Will I be in too deep, going without what I always longed for? And then the chorus, is feel like a brand new person, but you'll make the same old mistakes. Well, I don't care. I'm in love. Stop before it's too late. I know. Feel like a brand new person, but you'll make the same mistakes. I finally know what it's like. You don't have what it takes. Stop before it's too late. I know there's too much at stake, making the same mistakes, and I still don't know why it's happening. Stop while it's not too late, and I still don't know. And then the final chorus is where they change things up a little bit. Feel like a brand new person, so how will I know that it's right? In a new direction, so how will I know I've gone too far? Stop thinking that the only option was. Feel like a brand new person, I finally know what it's like. Stop thinking that the only option was in a new direction, so how will I know I've gone too far? And then kind of keeps repeating from that. And then the bridge, as previously mentioned, is, man, I know that it's hard to digest, but maybe your story ain't so different from the rest. I know it seems wrong to accept, but you've got your demons and she's got her regrets. I know it's hard to digest. A realization is as good as a guess. And I know it seems wrong to accept, but you've got your demons and she's got her regrets. Which is really like sort of a pivotal piece of the song, of like you have these two sides of like, I've learned some things, and then this other thing of like, you haven't changed at all. You'll make the exact same mistakes as you did before. The bridge kind of brings those two things together, especially with a realization is as good as a guess. Like, you may have learned things, but like things that you've learned aren't necessarily things that are true, right? You're still kind of going through it, trial and error. You know, in the next relationship, maybe you won't make the exact same mistakes, but you'll make mistakes that are consistent with the character that you are right now. And maybe that includes some of the mistakes that you haven't learned how to get over. You have your demons, which will remain with you for as long as they do until you work them out. And she has her regrets. She has the things that caused you to get to where you are, and it's about reconciling those two things and knowing what to do with them. And that is all that we've got for that. That is the entirety of Currents by Tame Impala. It's definitely not music that I would like find my way towards if I didn't have it recommended to me. I don't know how much I would listen to it on my own time, just because it is much like lower. It's very chill music, and I'm not always in the mood for that, but it's a good album. It's got like a lot of bops on it. I'll keep it on my phone for when it shows up in shuffle. I think the ways in which it sort of explores the whole thing of like living in the moment and relationships beginning and ending. I think the ways that Kevin explores those things are very, very fun. I think the reason that this album is so like critically acclaimed is probably for the production value of it. Like it feels good to listen to. Like a lot of the like sounds and textures that he uses in this album are really, really pleasant to listen to and make what is generally a pretty straight, like a lot of fairly straightforward songs, interesting and engaging to listen to. So I think that's really the big like achievement of this album. Definitely a fan. Not something I would like seek out, but I'm glad I've heard it. So yeah, that'll be all for today. Thank you so much for recommending this album to me. Hope you enjoyed watching it. Hope you enjoyed my thoughts on it. If you want me to listen to other Tame Impala albums, let me know. I'm open to the idea. I don't know if I want to do their whole like discography. I don't know how many albums they have, but I'm open to listening to one or two more. If there are in fact other albums by entirely other artists that you would like to hear me react to or see me react to and listen to my thoughts on, please let me know in the comments. I put those into my little note of requests that eventually make it into the polls that I put on my YouTube community tab as well as on Twitter. If you want to be part of those polls, you know, maybe you want to click the bell for notifications on when I post stuff like that, or follow me on Twitter. Yeah, keep track of that if you want to have a heavier effect on what I end up listening to every now and then. Usually I try to alternate between albums that you want to see me listen to and albums that I just want to listen to. So I usually put out a couple posts around the time that I'm gonna be making these, so keep your eyes out for that. Other than that, if you haven't subscribed, this is a good time to do that. I do a lot of this. I also do a lot of gaming. I do some audio theater, do other weird, fun internet stuff with my friends. If that interests you, I would love it if you subscribed. You can also ring the bell, like I said. If you want to support the channel in a monetary fashion, you can become a member of my Fourth Wall site. Link to that is in the description below. You can also go to the same website to buy merch. You don't need to be a member to buy merch. You do get a discount on merch if you become a member, so that's something to maybe consider. But member or not, if you want to get merch, that's where you get it. Would appreciate it either way. If you become a member, you get some exclusive content, like if any of the songs on this album got taken down from YouTube for copyright stuff, that'll end up on the members only page of Fourth Wall, where you can watch them there. Don't know if that happened because I haven't edited this and I haven't uploaded it and have not seen what YouTube thinks of the video. So maybe there is stuff that you'll miss on this version, maybe not. But I do have other stuff already on the members page that you can check out. But yeah, other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.